Making pizza. All right, there you go. The dough's getting made, getting measured so it's all the same. Now we're gonna raise dough. We'll show you making pizza later.
What kind of pizza dough this is?
This is New York style pizza dough. It's got olive oil on top. There's 3 of them. I might end up with 3 pizzas in my belly, but probably not. But this is gonna be a vegan pizza, and there'll be more to show you. It's got to rise and do all that cool stuff.
It's got to sit in the fridge for a few days.
Yeah, it's gonna sit in the fridge for 2 days at least.
At least.
Yep. Okay.
By hand.
That is the beginning of pepperoni. Not real pepperoni, fake pepperoni. We'll see how it turns out. So that's what it looks like. And actually, just did the smell test. It smells like pepperoni. It's got fennel in it, so yeah. Interesting. All right, YouTubers, this is fake pepperoni. And I'm not lying. I'll find the recipe and I'll put it in with this. It is amazing. She just said she's throwing all of her other fake recipes away. And just to be fair, I had Costco pizza, which is what it is. I mean, there's much worse pizza, but there's obviously better. And I had pepperoni. And this is good. This is legitimately good as a mostly plant-based person. All right, here's the dough. This again is New York style dough for a real good city pizza. Making 3 pizzas. Doesn't that look gorgeous? Yes. All right, YouTubers, here's some talented hands getting that pizza dough all spread out. Again, this is New York style pizza dough, and it makes a really good slice even at home. So if you're not vegan, that's cool. But if you like pizza, try this dough. It's really good. And you can't hear us, but we're talking about vegan pizza.
So that's kind of like where I'm coming from.
We're talking about how the main difference between vegan pizza and regular pizza is cheese. I mean, new vegan cheeses are getting better and better all the time, but you know, you have to be honest when you're eating these things that the cheese just isn't quite the same. But there's some good homemade fake cheese recipes that are actually pretty good. But it's still fantastic, but the cheese is different.
I think this is more like mozzarella. That's why I'm gonna put... You want to get the meatballs out of the fridge?
That's the hardest thing for non-vegans to get used to sometimes is cheese. But I've gotten used to it now, and I like it. It's not bad. So is that beet pepperoni?
Not beetaroni like the one time I made beetaroni, but there's a little bit of beets in. This is seitan.
Okay.
There's a little bit of beets inside of. Like it called for
it
one.
Tasted really good.
It called for 1 small beet for the full recipe, and I just took a little chunk off of it.
That's good.
How about you want some of this?
No. YouTubers, if you're still watching, canned mushrooms are the most vile thing ever created.
So dramatic.
I don't like canned mushrooms. I like mushrooms. So that's my pizza. Pretty darn good.
That was a good one. Look at that. I didn't really mess it up too bad there.
Isn't it great? Is that oven ready?
Yeah, you want to open it for me? Watch your face. It comes, the heat like flies out
And there it is on a pizza steel, not a pizza stone, a pizza steel. Close.
You can see how it's, is it on?
Yep, it's going.
You can see how it's nice and bubbly.
Nice and bubbly, good and bubbly.
And I even used some, I had like 4 packets of yeast that had already been opened, which is pretty funny that I was like, well, I hope this yeast works because it's been open a while and I don't want to throw it away.
And you're putting that into salmonella?
Into what?
Salmonella?
Semolina.
Semolina. You don't want salmonella on your pizza.
No, we're not going to put
semolina.
Salmonella in this pizza. No.
The GoPro has to charge. That's why you're seeing that cord. Or it might be edited out. You never know.
Okay, so dredge it in that on the bottom, and that keeps it from sticking to the counter. I want to see you do this by yourself.
No, you don't. All right.
And so, yeah, like we did before, if it starts sticking,
Throw more under there.
yeah, you just kind of put a little more under there.
Why semolina instead of regular flour?
Well, it's grainier. It's almost like cornmeal. I used to use cornmeal, but this is what that Vito Iacopelli guy uses.
And it's good.
Semolina. So it's a little bit, I don't know, it's a little finer than cornmeal, and it doesn't seem to burn as bad as cornmeal burns.
Okay.
So
I'm going to shut up now and let you go because you're probably racing to get that done and into the oven while it's still hot, right?
So just stretch it, shape it. The dough, this recipe is pretty soft.
Now, I'll tell you, I'm a pretty decent cook, but there's some things you got to know your lane, and this is her lane, not really my lane. And somehow this one came out a little square, but that's okay. Sauce is very important to put the right amount of sauce on. That's about how much sauce you want. Then this is chow cheese. We'll put some of that on there. It is still supposed to be mozzarella, but it's a little orange.
So this one has chow. We're just gonna compare and see how this one melts as opposed to the other one.
Putting those mushrooms.
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna put mushrooms on half. But anyway, back to the Chicago pizza. Now, we're not talking about deep dish pizza.
Lasagna, that's called lasagna.
Right, or casserole or whatever the hell you call it.
I call it a casserole.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm born and raised New Yorker, so I am inherently a pizza snob. She's originally from Chicago, so she likes Chicago-style pizza. So, you know, I took some of the stuff out where I was less than kind about Chicago pizza because, to me, it is a casserole. It's not pizza, but it's all said in good fun.
Yeah, I mean, I could walk. I used to go to that pizza place. I'd walk from my house, and for $1, you could get a slice of pizza, and it would be wrapped in foil.
Yeah, in New York you get a slice of pizza, and it's not wrapped in friggin' foil.
Yeah, and it ain't $1 either. Well, I'm sure.
It used to.
Oh, you know what? I remember the name of the pizza place. It was called Baroni's.
Oh, okay.
So, if anybody's from Palos Hills, they might remember Baroni's.
She's getting more comfortable. She's actually talking to you on the videos.
All right.
If
Mushrooms
anybody
on.
remembers Brooklyn, you can get good pizza anywhere. Some better than others.
Yeah, I guess so.
If they got a big window and a guy covered in flour, that's where you get your pizza. No, that's good.
Look, it's brown.
That's good.
You wouldn't want
That's
that.
good.
You wouldn't.
There's no grease because it's vegan.
Right. You think that cheese is melted enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna let it cool.
Oh.
You hit the counter.
I know. I'm really scared about this one.
Don't be scared. You did great. You did great.
I got a little misshapen there. But...
No, you did great.
Okay. You want to open the oven door for me?
Going in the oven.
Okay. Ready?
Boom.
There we go.
There'll be no bananas on this pizza. No pineapple. We had pineapple. I wouldn't throw a fit throwing pineapple on.
I love pineapple on pizza. Call it blasphemy or what have you. I don't care. All right, here we go. Last pizza.
Now here's more honesty. If I had tried to use a pizza peel, that would have ended up against the back counter. If I would have tried to slide it onto the pizza steel in the oven, it probably would have laid in the bottom of the oven. So again, know your lane. Sometimes you have to stay in your lane and let the professionals do what they do. Oh, as I edit this, I so want some pizza.
And you want to make sure you don't want to like put a ton of sauce on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that sauce will make your crust not crispy. Okay.
So I've showed you a lot of this process, but I think it's fun to watch somebody make pizza like this. I wish I had more skills. Maybe I have to start trying to help a little bit more. Sometimes, again, I'm a pretty good cook, but when it comes to stuff like this, sometimes I often think it's just best for me to stay out of the friggin' way and not make things more complicated. But it is really good. Again, it's vegan, so not everybody's going to want vegan pizza, but if you're a vegan, check out the links in the description block because this is really fantastic vegan pizza.
You know, you should be doing some of this so it looks like you participated.
She's stolen my laugh and calling me out.
Don't you think? But it's too late because this is the last topping.
I participated.
Look, you participated. Oh my gosh. Have a pepperoni. That's all.
Pepperoni really is good.
It's really good. There, let's see.
Looks good.
It's not super brown on the top.
It's not. You got it.
I got it. I got it.
And that goes in the oven too. Okay. It's foldable. The crust is pretty thin. I put some crushed red pepper because I like that. And we made and shared pizza in the past, but I'm going to include the crust recipe for the dough.
Because it's different than the last
Yeah, it's different crust than last time, and we think the best so far. Let's even look at the bottom. That looks like a New York crust. That's pretty darn good. Now the only difference is because it's not vegan. You don't get a ton of grease and you can't write your name. When I was a kid, I used to write my name with the grease drops on the paper plate. You can't do that, but this tastes pretty darn good.
Got that telltale crunch.
I know a lot of people never agree with me, but if you're looking plant-based pizza, this is pretty friggin' good. That pepperoni, or whatever you would call fake pepperoni, is pretty good. It really is. All right, if I think of anything else, I'll talk about it, but otherwise, hope you enjoyed. Try making pizza at your house. I think Pizza Steel's an improvement over Pizza Stone, but you can do it. The only thing is you got to get your oven really hot for a good half an hour, 45 minutes before you... Yeah, 550. Basically, a lot of times as high as your oven will go. So you're not cooking this in a new wave oven or nothing like that. But hope you enjoyed, and try to make it on your own. You might just be happy. Hey, as always, I always end up wanting to add a little bit more. So the one thing we learned, first of all, most important, if you're not vegan, cool, I get it. You don't have to be. But if you're looking for an awesome recipe for the dough, for the crust, the recipe in the description truly is very good dough. This came out fantastic. Now, two, if you are vegan, we determined that we used two different cheeses. The chow, we used Follow Your Heart, which is mozzarella, and then we used chow, which is another kind of mozzarella style.
It doesn't say that, but it's just as creamy.
Yeah, there's the chow one from Field and Roast. Both of them are good, but the second point, the good suggestion is use a little bit of both because they taste a tiny bit different and they seem to work together well. The Follow Your Heart melts a little bit better, but it can be a tiny bit gummy. So I think if you use these two cheeses together, you're going to end up with the best cheese, fake vegan cheese that you can get.
Follow Your Heart sticks in your teeth.
It does stick in your teeth
little
a little bit.
And then this is these are meatballs.
Yeah,
These are vegan meatballs.
you bought those, right?
Yep.
So not everything was homemade. The pepperoni was homemade. I think they were just Gardein.
Yep.
Yeah,
Just broken into
Gardein
pieces.
plant-based meatballs, and she quartered them up, broke them into pieces, and they work on this. So that's the couple little tips we would give you if you're gonna make this at home. Again, I hope this was helpful, and I got a lot more pizza to help eat.
One last thing.
One last thing.
You put some of this on the top.
Yeah, Penzeys pizza seasoning. It helps it a lot.
It's really good.
And for me,
Oh my god.
for me to make it better, I use crushed red pepper. I can't eat pizza without it. All right. Great and wonderful day.
Vegan cheese tastes all right, but it just melts different.
About executing.
Fly over.
This is as good as you can make at home. Better than anything freezer bought. It's fantastic. Here's a ramen meal that was really good with tofu. And this is a homemade vegan cake. And it is just beautiful, beautiful. You'll have a great and wonderful day when you eat vegan sometimes.